Hello everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, January 26, 2021. We're in the final hour of the trading day. As you know, the final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions. And I say this because during the day, you have day traders and algorithms. They are moving the price around. I consider it noise. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in. They're dealing with the most money. They're very smart. They have the best information, best technology, and they take control of the price away from the day traders and algorithms and move it in that last hour, and in particular, in the last few minutes. I believe following what they do at the end of the day is a long-term edge in your trading. So thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate it. It's always nice to see everyone here. I think we have a great group. I'm grateful for that. So many contributions from everyone. I can't even name, but it's great. And I look forward to seeing everyone every day. So currently the Dow Jones is up 34 points, up 0.11%. So we are green. The Nasdaq's up a little bit, up 12.89 points, up about 0.1%, and the S&P is up 2 points, about 0.05%. So kind of a flat day compared to what we've had. Of course, we have a lot of big earnings coming after the bell today, which definitely will most likely move the market. So let's all be aware of that and be conservative, because going into earnings you can make a lot of money, but you can lose a lot of money as well. And as traders, our first priority always should be watching out for the risk. So, okay, I will get off my soapbox. Here is the format for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Legal disclaimer. Sorry. We're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. We're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. After that, I did have one day trade today that I'm going to share with you on Verizon. And that worked out pretty well, but that's the only trade I have to share today. After that, we are going to go take a look at the board, and we're going to take a look at your positions, see how those are doing. I see more green than red over there, so that's a good sign. So we'll go through and we'll take a look and see how everyone's doing. After that, I'll talk about trader psychology a little bit, my favorite section of the podcast, because it's the most important. Getting a hold of your emotions, trading your plan. It's the greatest skill that you can acquire and hone in trading. And if you're new to trading and maybe don't believe that, well, talk to some people who've done it for a long time. Stick with your plan, follow your plan, create a good plan, stick with it. If you're having issues with following it, then you need to work on that. All right. And so hopefully by me speaking about this every day, maybe one day it'll just catch you and you'll have that aha moment, and that'll be great. Right. That's what I'm hoping for. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have 3 requirements before I enter any trade. First requirement, I need to look for a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Number 2, I have to have a good risk to reward, at least 2 times the reward compared to the risk, based upon R, or risk amount to the downside, with strong valid support below me as support, and with 2 or more R values or risk or reward values to the upside based upon likely resistance above. And then number 3, please always take a minute before you place a trade. Ask yourself, do I really need this trade? Do I already have correlated positions? Could I do without this trade? Is it really that good? How much account heat do I have? Those are the kind of questions that you should really ask yourself before pressing that button. All right. So with those 3 criteria in mind, I do have some end of day candidates that I will be looking at. As we get closer to the close, I will go through them with a fine-tooth comb, look at multiple time frames, look at risk to rewards, and if I find something that looks good at the end of the day, I will go ahead and purchase it before the market closes. after the market closes. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. If there's any stock symbols that you would like me to look at, I'm happy to do that. Just go ahead, put them in the chat. Make sure that you put an emoji or an asterisk by it, something so I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my very best to get to it before the close of the day. All right, and then lastly, as always, if you have any new positions that you would like me to update on the board or tell me about, if you could wait till the end of the day so that I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, we've taken care of business, market's closed, and pressure's off. All right, so that is the plan for today. Hang tight. I'm going to run that U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. Lava is here. Hello, Lava. Good to see you, my friend. Bob is here. Hello, traders. Hi, Bob. Jatin, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Jatin. Johan is here. Good to see you, sir. Quad says, good afternoon, Greg and group. Happy Tenacious Trading Tuesday. I forgot it was Tenacious Trading Tuesday. That's great. Good to see you, Quad. Lava says, if you have a position that does well for a few days, do you keep the same 6 profit 0.45 ATRs, or do you recalculate profits at some point? Yeah, I recalculate the 0.45 profit targets, Lava, on a daily basis. It's all based for tomorrow's 3, but there's not 6 profit targets, there's 3. So tomorrow, my profit targets on any of my positions will be based upon adding the 0.45 ATR value to today's close. So yeah, they're not static, they move every single day. Hope that helps. Hi, Frank. Good to see you. Jatin says, was reading the new Market Wizards today about Monroe Trout. I remember that. What a guy. He says he doesn't pull out money from his account. He rents his condo and drives a cheap car. That's perfect. That is perfect. He'd rather keep that money for trading. David says, hello, Gregorian traders. Hello, David. Dan gives us a peace sign. That's great. Kamal says, hey, Greg and group. Good to see you. Morgs is here. Good to see you, Morgs. Hope you're doing well. Keep up that good trading. Pat is here. Hello, Pat. Nice to see you, my friend. Listen, I'm a little down today, I got to admit. Everybody knows I was taking care of this little dog, Keely. I just fell in love with this dog over the last 5 weeks approximately. And I noticed that she was getting some kind of swelling in her neck. And her owners came to pick her up a couple days ago. And I didn't know this yesterday during the podcast, but after the podcast, I was on my hike. And anyway, they took her to the vet, and the vet said she was just full of cancer, and they had to put her to sleep. So, man, I tell you what, it's just so hard sometimes when you have pets that you love and this happens. Gosh darn it. She's only in my life a little bit of time, but is she just not adorable? I can't even look at her picture. Anyway, dang it. So if I'm a little off today, you'll know why. Dang. Frank has a poem for us. Let me paste this. Okay, here we go. Risk and reward are just part of life. Who hands you anything without some cost or strife? Things worth achieving take commitment and, yes, sacrifice. Trading is a business, and it too has its price. Boy, that's true, Frank. It's fantastic as always. Let me see if I can get through this. Risk and reward are just part of life. Who hands you anything without some cost or strife? Things worth achieving take commitment and, yes, sacrifice. Trading is a business, and it too has a price. Superb, Frank. Just unbelievable. Yeah, every time we get in a car, there's a risk to reward to go to the store or to do anything. But, you know, for sure in trading, there's just risk to reward. And let's just always remember that, you know, let's keep our risk small and let our profits run, you know, base it upon good entries. And that's what it takes. But thank you, Frank. I really appreciate that, sir, as always. Steve says, GME is the craziest chart I've seen in 30 years. Yeah, I was looking at that earlier. Oh, this is the 5-minute. Woo! Up 82%. This stock a month ago was $17. Now it's $141. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having calls on this stock? Worse, can you imagine writing naked calls against this, bearish calls against this? My Lord. Unreal. Unreal. Good to see you, Steve. Thanks for coming, my friend. Always an honor to have you here. I really mean that. I'm sure everyone else in the group agrees. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Johnson says, hi, Greg and everyone. Hello, Johnson. Good to see you. Quad says, rest in peace, Keeley. Thank you, Quad. Thank you, David. Thank you, Jorge. That's nice of you. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Pat. So sorry, Greg. She was a sweetie. Yeah, I think Pat actually saw her when we were doing a lesson on the webcam. Johnson says, sorry to hear about Keeley. Thank you, Johnson. Appreciate that, everybody. David and Johan and Lova. Well, I'm glad she spent her last 30 days with me because I spoiled her rotten. That is for sure. She was spoiled rotten and she had me trained up within about a day and a half. But that's fine because I like doing it for her. Ugh. Anyway, let's take a look at positions and see how these are doing. Checkpoint. All right. So David and Johan and myself, we did take checkpoint. It wasn't looking too good earlier, but it's looking pretty good right now. We had a V1 to the downside followed by a bar that took out that V1. Plus we closed above the 50 RSI. We closed above all the moving averages. We bought at 129.48. It's currently 130.68. It's up about 0.5% today. So huge recovery. Here are my 3 profit targets, Lova. I base these profit targets off of yesterday's close. Today, what I'll do, I'll take the closing price. Then I will see what the value of the 0.45 ATR is at the end of the day, at the close. I'll add the 0.45 value, today's 0.45 value of $1.46 to today's close, and those will be my 3 profit targets tomorrow. So the profit targets you see here now, if it's an up day, will be higher tomorrow. So hope that makes sense. Anyway, no profit targets yet on this, but it is up on the trade, so I'm happy with that. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's been a nice little trade. If you remember, I purchased this here with the bounce off of the 30 RSI and a close bounce to the 200-day moving average. Didn't do much for 4 days, although it was up yesterday. So I bought at 48.52. It's currently 49.25. It's up 0.96% today, which is great. And I did hit that elusive profit target at 49.18. Again, I'll add the 3. I'll set 3 profit targets tomorrow again, Lova, by taking the closing price, adding the 0.45 3 times, and those will be my 3 profit targets. But it'd be nice if I could hit 2 profit targets today. We'll see. Pfizer. All right, so Frank has a half position, Johan has a position, Gary has a position, I have a position. Nice little setup here, bounce off the 200-day moving average, false breakout to the downside. We bought at 36.55 and we have had a nice run all the way up so far. It's up about 0.5% today. Did hit a profit target today at 37.55. It is more than 1.5 ATRs from my entry, so I am now in trailing stop mode. If I get a close below the previous day's low, I'll get out of half. But anyway, so far so good. Happy with that. PSTG, well, this one's not so hot tamale. Karen, Yas, Gary, and I, this was a perfect setup yesterday. Just absolutely perfect, like textbook perfect. Return to value, sideways motion, beautiful false breakout to the downside, V1, bullish engulfing bar, bought it at 23.24 yesterday, initially went up, but down 1.98% today. This pink line here, this is halfway of the washout bar. So if we close below this pink line here today, I will exit for a loss, right? You pick your setup, you take your setup. They don't all win, unfortunately. It would be kind of fun if they did. But the point here is to identify a good setup, position size correctly, enter, pull that handle on the slot machine and see what happens. Well, no 777s on this one today, but it's okay. Right, I'm following my rule. It currently right now has lost halfway the washout bar, which is not a good sign. And so if it closes below essentially 22.90, I will exit this for a loss. SPY, okay, overnight SPY trades worked out 2 nice days in a row. I bought this yesterday at 384.39. Sold it right at the open at 385.41. So I buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing in the morning at the open. And over long-term back testing, this approach has worked out to be positive in the long run. And it's been positive for me ever since I've been using it. But it's pretty, it can be really streaky. So make sure you position size correctly. But glad to have another overnight SPY trade under my belt. USO, bought this here at 30.97. It's 35.45. It's been a really nice trade. It's up 12.64%. I bought it on the monthly, on a deep dip buy on the monthly. Remember now, you can use whatever time frame you want for deep dip buys, but I chose the monthly because I saw it happen under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, and a V2. And there we go. So it's been a really nice trade so far. Lastly, I did have an intraday trade on Verizon, just a small one. I guess I should have held it. On the 5-minute, this was later in the day, had a false breakout to the downside here, plus a nice V1. MACD was positive when I took the trade, which made me like the trade even more. I bought it here at 56.47. Few bars of consolidation, then had a big up move. I always sell on big up moves. I sold half here at 56.54. Here we rejected the 50 RSI. I sold the other half at the half of a half at 56.58. Then here I have a close below the previous day's low. So I got in at 56.47, out at 56.50, out at 56.54, and out at 56.58. I didn't really have it in me today for day trading, but I did see that one. But boy, this is taken off. This is taken off nice there. All right, let's take a look. Let's see. Verizon, okay, so darn, Quad and Yas. I don't know if both of you, I think Yas is still, I don't know if Quad. We had earnings today and obviously the market didn't like it. A bunch of us took this here at 57.33 with a nice rejection of the 200-day and the V1, had a nice move up. We exited yesterday. Now look, it could have gone the other way. It could be way up here, right? But just an example of the other side of what can happen if you hold through earnings. And so unfortunately the market didn't like, but it's well off of its lows, tested that 250, but I don't know if Quad, I think Yas is still in, I'm not sure about Quad. Give me 1 second, please. All right, give me a sec. Sorry about that. I have to clear something up in this other account that I just noticed. Okay, done and done. Okay, Apple. Apple is down 8 cents on the day. Jatton sold 70%, but he's in at 123. Frank is in all the way at 111. Congratulations. Fantastic trade for both of you. I think earnings are tomorrow, if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken. And Jatton did get out of 70% because he has such good profits in there. He's willing to risk a little bit of the open profits on the earnings. VIX, okay, Pat and Gary and I actually bought VIX here at 1667. Next day it went up strong, rejected the 50. I got out of half here. I got out of the rest here for about a break-even trade, maybe a little bit of a loss. Pat sold 1 half here. Gary sold another half of a half here yesterday on this big move up. So it looks like Pat and Gary are definitely both profitable in this trade, even though it's close to break even, because they locked in their profits over here, half of their profits. Facebook, wow, what a trade. I mean, talk about a V. Holy hamburgers. Under 200, over 200, under the negative 30 RSI, over the negative 30, under the negative third Keltner channel, over the negative third Keltner channel. 251.61. Johnson, Timothy, Pat, and Jatton took this trade. Beautiful trade. Look at this. It's just unbelievable. I think tomorrow is earnings, and I think Jatton sold 70% here. So congratulations. Is this near 10%? Better. 11.09 roughly. So congratulations, Johnson, Tim, Pat, and Jatton. Fantastic trade. Oh boy. Fiverr. Johnson sold Fiverr February 19th put spreads at 190. What that means is the stock has to stay above 190 by February 19th in order for Johnson to make money on this trade. I imagine he's a little bit down on this because the puts got more expensive that he sold. So that's a bummer. I hope that turns around for you. SOLY Ramble has been on fire lately. He bought Soliton at $9. It's $11.05. It's up 3.66 just today. So what does this put us at? 18.91% for Ron. Way to go, Ramble. Monster. Kamal had a monster day trade on this. Kamal bought Monster intraday this morning at 88.55. It is currently 89.21. So very nice trade there. I imagine Kamal will keep this if it stays above his entry price or whatever his stop is. So nice trade on that, Kamal. Twitter, look at this, everybody. Johan and Yas bought Twitter here. False breakout to the downside, V1 45.90, up 4.16% today, just today alone. So this has got to be up, what, like 8%? Yeah, close. Close. So congratulations, Yas and Johan. CRM, Gary, Kamal, and Frank bought CRM way down here at 216.80. It's currently 226.30 up today as well. So very nice trade there, gentlemen. HYLN, Bob bought HYLN way back here at 1577. It's 1916. It's up 11.26% just today. Not this year, just today, up 17.58%. AMD, I believe, has earnings after the bell. Yas bought here at 89.11. Been a great trade, great entry. I think, yeah, AMD has earnings today, and Yas already sold half. Johan bought you at 154.89. It's currently 149.53. It is down 1.32% and unfortunately down on the trade. Tesla. This is another one, yeah, sold 70% before earnings. He bought at 639.90. It's 884.83. Holy moly. This is amazing. Very, very nice trade there, chatting. Fastly. Johan bought Fastly. Johan and Johnson bought Fastly at 86.80. It's 107.2. It's up 2% today. Very nice. Very nice. Q's up. This is Frank. Frank bought way back here at 284.60 is the price that I have here, Frank. 284.60. It's 329.06. It's up about $1 today. Up. Fantastic. Shopify. Gosh darn. This one didn't want to go up with everything. Shopify. Kamal bought at 1160. It's had a nice run up, and unfortunately today it's down a little over 3%, but still up on the trade. So that's good. Net, oh boy, net. Johan bought net at 81.30. It moved the right way, but today it is down 6.34%. So that's unfortunate there, bud. Sorry to see that. PLTR. Karen bought at 27.39. David bought at 24.06. Look at this beautiful move up. Fantastic. Happy for you, Karen. Happy for you, David. David took half off. It is down a little bit today. Google keeps on trucking on up. Gary sold credit spreads expiring on the 29th. So this Friday at 16:40, 16:30, it's 19. So, he has almost 300 points in protection. He'll probably be okay till Friday. I hope. I'm not jinxing that. Netflix. Jatson bought Netflix at 574. It's currently 560.82. Little down on the trade, but at least it's up on the day. Eli Lilly. Fantastic trade from Gary. Return to value. Bought here at 166.14. It's 212, everybody. Down just a little bit today, but up over 21% so far on the trade. ITB Jatson bought at 58.01, sold half here, kept moving up, is down quite a bit to 1.64% today. It looked like a bigger bar than that, but nicely up on the trade. NIO, another great trade. Frank bought at 46.16. Higher low V1. This has been a monster. Gary sold NIO $57 puts expiring Friday for $105 a contract. So it has to stay above $57, and it is above right now. So that's good. Zoom. Who is our Zoom? Johan. Bought Zoom here at 356.90. It's currently 376.62. It is down 3.8% today, but it is still up on the trade. JMIA, Karen, another great trade by Karen at 45.60. And it's 58.07. This is a fantastic trade. Let's see where we're at on this. Up 21.63%. Wow, nice going. INAQ. Frank bought INAQ at 15.90. It's 16.15. It is down a little bit today, but it is slightly still up on the trade. UGL. Steve bought UGL based upon the gap and go on GLD back here on the 20th. Entry price 65.52. It's 64.17. So down a little bit on the day and down a little bit on the trade. Philip Morris came to life today. Quad, nice to see this. Quad bought this at 81.83. It's currently 82.14. So not so hot tamale the last few days, but it looks like it did hold halfway of that washout bar when he took that trade, if that's why he took it, but up almost 1% today. And last but not least, DDOG. Oh, I don't know why I have this on here. Frank's out of this. Right? Yeah. All right. I'm going to take that off then. Okay, so before we get over to trader psychology, let me just check and see how things are going over here. Checkpoint doing really well. Possibility of a profit target here. Boy, I would have never thought that earlier in the day. Coca-Cola is just cranking, up 1.25%. Definitely could hit a profit target there. Pfizer doing fine, one profit target, and then Verizon was my day trade. Oh, PSTG. That's the one I have to watch here. Yeah, this is the one that I'm going to have to get rid of. This is the weed in my garden that I'm going to have to get rid of, right? Let's see. Quad says, I got out of earning Verizon yesterday. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Beyond Meat is crazy. You're right, Steve. Beyond Meat is just crazy. Look at this big reversal bar. I saw this pre-market and I thought to myself, probably be a good idea to short the open. Boy, was I right, but I didn't do it. Evan said, I had my best trade ever today. I bought BLNK yesterday and got out at 62 today. Oh, fantastic, Evan. Remind me at the end so I can look, take time so I can take a look at it. Nice one, says Gary. Jatton says that GME is 92% of what euphoria are we into. Hey, Stan Lee is here. Hey, Stan, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Hey, Gary, I'm new here. How are you? Good to see you, Stan. Quad says, I keep saying don't buy Tesla. It's just going to go back down. And then it proceeds to go up and up and up with no signs of slowing down. Yep. My wife bought Tesla at 820. I told her she was crazy. Every day I hear about it, I'm sure. Quad says, I have a very small account, so I don't usually trade the big ones. Frank says, I am still in TDOC, Greg. It's my biggest position. Oh, did I take that one off, bud? Oh, did I skip that? Oh, yeah, at 182. Wow. Nice trade, Frank. Sorry about that. Sometimes there's a lot of positions I get them mixed up or I accidentally erase them, but look at this trade, everybody. Should we do a percentage on this deal? 36.76% on your biggest position. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. All right. Well, listen, before we start looking over the end of day candidates to make a decision on an end of day trade, I just want to switch gears for a second. You know, I like to go through Facebook, Twitter. I like to look at posts, and if I find something that's helpful for me and I think will be helpful for you, I snip it out and we talk about it. This is from Ranger_Trader at Ranger_Trader on Twitter. This is a great guy. He was a former student of mine. As the name says, he was a U.S. Army Ranger and a fantastic student. And he has really kind of started to get really into the depths of the psychology of trading. And he posts really great stuff. So, you know, he's a friend of the channel. He's a super great guy. You know him as Jesse. So if you haven't subscribed to Ranger_Trader, go over there and subscribe. He would appreciate it, and he has good stuff. Let's see what Jesse has to say. As we start out new to trading, we are filled with thoughts of huge gains, no losses, and endless profits. Is that what we think? Huge gains, no losses, endless profits. Over time, as we learn, study, and suffer crushing defeat, we start to nail down important concepts: risk management, position size, and process. It then clicks to build it slowly, steadily. I'll tell you what, if you are a new trader, you can do it the easy way or you can do it the hard way. The easy way is just listen to people who have been there and gone through the school of hard knocks, and just listen to what they say and embed it into your mind and follow what they say. But a lot of people, for whatever reason, think maybe it doesn't apply to them and that they're smarter than the market or whatever, right? But so you can do it two ways. You can then go off and do whatever you're going to do, and eventually it will catch up with you, and eventually you will one day think to yourself, man, he was right, or she was right when they told me that. So you can learn from the school of hard knocks, do it the hard way, or you can learn it the easy way. And like Jesse says here, focus on risk management, position size based upon volatility, and your process. It then clicks to build slowly and steadily. You go through progressions as a trader where things click, things click, things click. But when you're new to trading, boy, you rarely meet a trade you don't like, right? So anyway, thank you, Jesse. This is great stuff. Again, he's at Ranger_trader. Go over and follow him. He has a really good channel and great guy. So thanks for that, bud. Okay. What is that supposed to be? Okay. All right, give me 1 sec, please. Stan Lee says, Steve Burns recommended me. I don't trade U.S. markets, just here for learning. I am a software developer. Steve says, there are some GME options up almost 3,000% today. Holy smokes. Unreal. My gosh. Talk about a lesson of never selling naked calls, right? Dan says, smash the like button. Thank you, Dan. That's kind of you. Yeah, if you like today's podcast, hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate that. Very cool jobs. Perfect mind for trading and investing. Kamal says, the Ranger Trader quote is on the money. It's totally on the money. 100% on the money. Okay. Let's take a look at some potentials today and see what we can find out here. All right. I was looking at T-Mobile, and I did back test this with the 520 crossover. The 5 is currently over the 20, barely. It's 3069 to 3068. You know, with earnings coming and everything, I don't know. I'm a little leery of this setup. We've moved down. We're halfway. Who knows? We'll have to see whether or not this closes. Now it's actually under. Costco, man, that's a tough one. This is a nice higher low V2. We made a low, we rallied into the value zone, we created a V2. Here is day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 is above day 1's close, making this a V2. It is over the 5 EMA. MACD is very close to crossing. We have not rejected the 50 RSI, but we have thoroughly rejected the 100 and the 20 EMA. Let's switch over to the weekly and take a look at that. That's pretty good. It's pretty good on the weekly for sure. That's a nice false breakout to the downside and a V1. I think it was a V1 on the weekly. This might be something I'd be interested actually at the end of the week. I think I'm going to pass on this one today, though. Ideally higher low V1s, V2s, better. They're better setups if MACD is positive. So I'll put these off to the side and we'll take a look. Franco Nevada Corp. I don't really see anything there, to be honest with you. SPL Splunk. V1 yesterday. 550,000 shares traded. Downward sloping 50-day moving average right above. If we look at the weekly, yeah, we have that 50 moving average on the weekly above that big down bar that got rejected at the halfway. I think I'm going to let that one go. Domino's Pizza. No, I really don't see anything on Domino's Pizza. Coca-Cola, I mentioned this yesterday that I liked yesterday's setup, but I didn't take it because I was already in it from back here. But I did like yesterday's setup better than the setup that I took, actually, because of the solid V1, under the negative third, over the negative third, bounce at the 200, and it's up nicely today. That's pretty good move for Coca-Cola. I wouldn't chase it here though. Monster, Kamal, close above the 50-day moving average. I don't think it's enough for me for a new entry, but I'm glad Kamal got in and he's in the money. CRTO, big down bar. Of course, whenever you have these big down bars and then you rally to close to about halfway of that bar, you run into that Fibonacci resistance. Look at that, almost to the penny. Big down bar. Yes, we rallied back up to it, but when we got to the 50%, it failed. And that happens, I think, more times than not. Walmart. You know, I did test the 520 crossover on Walmart. It does back test. It's a V2. It's a higher low V2. Here's day one, day two, day three. Day two washes out day one. Day three closes above day one's close and closes above the 50-day moving average. It's a little high for me. It's right near the green 1 ATR channel. Let's look over on the week and see what it looks like. Week looks pretty good. Actually, the week looks pretty good. I just think it's a little chasey here. I'd like to see a bit of a pullback. Twitter. Okay, we talked about this Yas and Johan. Would I buy it here? No. I mean, a lot of selling came in here earlier in the day. A lot of selling came in here. Doesn't mean it can't still go up, but you know, just the recent market told us it didn't like prices up here. There were no more buyers for prices up here. But I'm glad Yas and Johan are in there. ROL. It's pretty good, but it has earnings tomorrow. I like the sideways motion. I like the false breakout to the downside. I like the V1 for sure. But earnings are tomorrow, so I'm going to let that one go. FISV, bounce off to 200 yesterday. I really don't see anything I like there. DKNG had a false breakout to the downside in the V2, but I would not buy this because of the big gap that happened. And again, kind of like with Twitter, we really got sold into here. MSI, don't really see anything on MSI. Lockheed Martin is interesting, not this second, but we do have a nice double bottom with the bullish divergence. Here's a low with deep MACD bars. We rally into some green. We have come back down. We have now tested that low, and this low's MACD are very shallow, less than 50% of these. So this is a double bottom with a bullish divergence, but we need some kind of trigger in order to get into this trade. Under 30, over 30, V1, something like that. So that one's not ready. Still needs to go in the oven. AT&T, big strong day today for AT&T, but earnings are tomorrow. So right now, TMUS does have the 520 crossover. I don't like the weekly. I don't like that we're halfway in that bar. Let's take a look. We're pretty dang high on the monthly. Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on that. Costco. Boy, Costco's a tough one, but and I like the weekly. I think I'm going to wait until the end of the week till there's some earnings done and so forth. It's legitimate, but I think I'm just going to wait. I already have positions, right? I have Checkpoint, Coca-Cola, Pfizer, PSTG. I think I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this right now while I'm thinking about it. I have to get rid of that one. That one's a loser. Okay, so I am out of pure storage, unfortunately. Great setup, perfect setup, perfect setup. A lot of the day it was holding at halfway of this washout bar, but then it gave it up and we've gone down. So I am now out of PSTG and took a loss. How much? 2.54%. So that's a bummer, but I have to follow my rules, right? SPY, of course, I'm buying SPY at the close. And then, yeah. Take care of that. All right. So currently, the way that I'm looking at this, I think I'm going to just stick with my overnight SPY trade and my current positions. I really don't see anything. That Costco trade is legitimate, but well, let's make sure it didn't reject the 50. No, it didn't reject it yet, so it still is technically legitimate. I like that MACD may cross over tomorrow. It is up today, but I think I'm just going to pass. Gary says Walmart has a 1030 cross also. I didn't check the 1030. Let me check that real quick. Thanks for pointing that out, Gary. 1030 exponential day of cross. Yeah, this one doesn't backtest either. Gary, this is etfreplay.com. I'm using this by permission. Here we tested the 1030 EMA crossover on Walmart. You can see over time it has a negative return, and the drawdown is double buy and hold. Wow, you don't see that very often. It's usually the opposite way around. So, and it was very similar with the 520. Morg says FCX. Yeah, I don't see anything there. I don't know if earnings was this morning. Big move down today. I don't know if it's this morning or afternoon. FCX. Yeah, I don't see anything. I maybe some consolidation around the 50-day with a V1 or a V2, but I don't see anything there, Morgs, that would interest me. Bob says, I can't be sure, but Bazinga thinks they are. Bazinga says GameStop short sellers down 5 billion and counting with a B. Wow. Dan says when ARKK pulled back today, I resisted FOMO and didn't buy because still above value zone. Good. We're going to see if it was good. Yeah, I would wait for it to come back into the value zone, just like down here. This would have been the place to buy it here, Bob, right? Place to sell, rinse and repeat, buy somewhere in here. You know, I have very strict rules about where I buy in the value zone. But if you wanted to be more lax on your rules, just the mere fact of buying in the value zone is way better, in my opinion, than just randomly buying some momentum. Jathan says, some people are just confident, but if they don't have an edge in the market, it doesn't matter. They're still going to lose money. Insights from the book. That's true. Very, very true. Okay, so 16, 116. Okay. All right. Yes, I did the math correct. That's good. All right, I'm going to go ahead, take care of this here. And that is correct there. Stan says, Greg, is that a 20 EMA line where you want to buy? That is a 20 EMA. Are we talking about returning to value? Yes, the blue line is a 20 EMA exponential moving average. So I'm not necessarily waiting for it. That's not necessarily my buy point. I want this stand to come into the value zone. I want it to start going sideways so I know it's run out of sellers. It's not going to continue down, just like here. Value zone. We had some buyers. That's what made it go sideways. Same thing. I needed to consolidate. I needed to stabilize down in this area here. So I'm not necessarily looking at the 20 EMA for any particular purpose in this example. But yeah, the blue line is a 20 EMA. All right. So Checkpoint's doing fine, positive. Coke's doing fine, positive. Pfizer's doing fine, positive. Pete STG, I had to get out of. I already got out of it. I will be buying the SPY today, and that is it. I will be down to just Checkpoint, Coca-Cola, Pfizer, overnight SPY trade, and my current oil trade. All right, so we have 6 minutes left. 1682. Okay. Johnson says, PSNL is in a downtrend. I am going to watch this closely for another entry. PSNL. Yeah. You bought it right down here, Johnson, right in the value zone. You sold it when above the value. So now we're mean reverting. We're coming back to the mean. So I would look for some consolidation. I would look for the bars to stop going down, at least going sideways, to give you an indication that we're done with the sellers. No, Jatson. This are earnings today after the bell. AMD, Microsoft, Starbucks, Texas Instruments. I don't know who that one is. Capital One. Don't know. Martin Transport. But the big ones today are going to be AMD, Microsoft, and Starbucks. Tomorrow after the close, we have Tesla, Facebook, and Apple. That's going to be a monster. So no Apple today, at least based upon this chart. I could be wrong. Gary said, I had a nice trade in PSTG, so I made back most of my loss. I will exit remaining position today. Oh, you're still in that? Okay. Well, people are crowding on into the VIX here. Look at that, everybody. Wow. So it looks like everything's gone red on the indexes. VIX making a new high. Two minutes to go. Abbott. Could you give me the symbol for Abbott, Stan? I'm not sure what the symbol is. All right, we have 1 minute to go. Okay, I'll look at that after the close, Stan. About 30 seconds. Ooh, big reversal bar now here on VIX. Okay. Wait, what? Whoa, what happened here? Look at that. What is going on? Wow. Oh, in after hours it's up 80 cents, so that's not correct now. Okay, let's look at Abbott. Yeah, just too high. it's way out of the value zone. These are the areas that I would like to be selling into, not buying into. Also, we have earnings coming up, so I don't like to hold through earnings. I think it's a big gamble. This is where you would have want to have bought. Stan, right down here in the value zone is where I would be looking. This is where I would want to be selling it, not vice versa. So, all right, let's take a look, see where I got filled on this and that. So I got SPY at 383.79 is my new overnight SPY trade. $383.79, and that is it. That's all. So I'm keeping Chesapeake, that is profitable. Coca-Cola, keeping profitable. Pfizer, keeping profitable. New overnight SPY trade there at 383.79. And then, of course, I have my long-term oil trade, which is doing very well. All right, so listen, if you have any questions for me, if you have any new updates on your positions, this is the time to let me know about them. I will we'll spend as much time as we need to get them all updated correctly on the board. Before I do, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I like to teach. I think I do a good job of it. I teach a course that is 15 hours, 5 sessions, 3 hours each, and I teach you everything I've learned over my last 25 years of trading. So if you're interested, I know you'll be a better trader when you are done. The one-on-one, I think, really helps anyone to learn anything. So you can send me a message on Twitter. You can send me an email. Email is in the description of this video. If you contact me, just say, hey, Greg, I'm possibly interested in having the one-on-one course. I'll reply, say, thanks a lot for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call is totally free. I just want to talk to you about your trading, about your challenges, about your trading goals, trading challenges, and then it's a really good time for you to ask me questions about the course, right? And then when we're done with the call, you can think about it as long as you want. And in the future, if you decide you want to take the course, you can just email me and we'll get it all set up. All right. So that's that. And then if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It really does help grow the podcast, keep the podcast around. So if you could do that, I would certainly appreciate it. So if anybody has, let's take a look. GameStop jumps another 90%, but short sellers are not backing down. That's what it says. Wow. Unreal. Unreal, I say. Okay. Where am I? Gary is at a PTSG. So we'll just start from the top. I don't think I have PTSG on here. Gary? Oh, yeah, I do right here. Oh, yeah, that was the one I was in. Okay. There we go. Yep, that one didn't work. Lily, really nice trade. Yeah, I would say, way to go. Way to go, Gary. Let's give Gary a hand on that Lily trade. My gosh, I mean, that thing was up 21.7%. I mean, that's a decent little swing trade. Okay. Karen says, I did buy plug breakout today at 68.90. It had a nice high tight flag price surfing the 10-day EMA and forming higher lows. I'm up 6.4%. Well, how about that? 68.90. Wow. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. 68.90. Karen's had some great trades. That vacation you went on up in the cabin was good for you, Karen. That's Karen. Oh, okay. But I believe, was that today? Yes, that was today. Okay, Johan is out of U. Out of net. Yeah, good. That one's not cooperating. And out of Zoom. Okay, still profitable trade. Good exit, good trade, Johan. Karen says, I got out of PSTG earlier in the day with a 2% loss. Okay, good. Not that you had a loss, but better than it was. Yeah, that one did not work for any of us. Stan, check the weekly chart on Abbott. Yeah, I mean, looks like a breakout, but I'm not really a breakout trader. So, I'm not saying this can't go up, but just the way I trade, I would not be buying up here. And again, you'd have to hold through earnings, and this is above the value zone on the weekly chart as well. Kamal's out of shop. Okay, looks like about break even. Good trade, Kamal. Evan says, yesterday I wasn't able to watch your stream, but I decided to take a position in Blink, and I got out today. My biggest trade ever, especially. All right, well, let's take a look at it. B, L, and K. So, Evan got in yesterday at 45.56. And he got out at 62.13. That's right near the high. Almost exact. That's great, man. All right, should we do the math? Good thing I don't have to do the math. It's a 26.48% trade. Biggest trade of Evan's life. Let's give Evan a hand, shall we? That is fantastic. Proud of you, Evan. Jackson says, no trades today, sir. Mostly post earnings. If I get stopped out in any stock, we'll take a short break to keep my psychology in check. That sounds like a good idea. Stan says, around 115 is a previous high. I don't want to buy it. Just want to check out what you think. About breakout. It looks like it's broken out, but I'm not necessarily a breakout buyer, especially at these kind of levels. Did we have a lot of volume today on the breakout? Not really. It'd be nice to see some volume as well to coincide with a breakout. MACD bullish, bearish MACD divergence, meaning we have highs here with green bars. We came back to the value zone. We are now higher with no green bars at all. This is what Dr. Alexander Elder will call a double top with a bearish divergence. That's a bearish setup. Doesn't mean it can't go up, but it does have a bearish divergence going on right now. I'm sure a lot of it will depend on what happens with earnings. Jeannie Weaver says, hello, how you doing? Can you scroll down a bit? Looking to see if you are in Exxon, XL, ZOM, etc. No, I'm not. I don't know what you mean. Can I scroll down a bit? Looking to see if you are. I am not in Exxon or XL or ZOM. Did you mean scroll down this way? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way you mean scroll down. Sorry, Jeannie. Maybe you can clarify. Yas is out of PTSG. Okay, we're all out of that one. That was a perfect setup. I remember I showed that to Kamal yesterday and he said it's a perfect setup. Sometimes perfect setups don't work. Keep that in mind too. If you have what you think is a perfect setup, don't let it lull you into not getting out when we're supposed to. We all got out when we were supposed to. That's what's important. Walmart. Okay. All right, so Johan entered Walmart. I could say I like it. It's above the 50. All right, good luck there, Johan. Took the beating on Verizon. Oh, that's Yas. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, sorry about that, bud. Took the beating on Verizon, but stop not hit yet. In red a bit. Should have gotten out yesterday. Well, in hindsight, right? Twitter. Oh, okay. So it's a half position. Nice trade. Jeannie Weaver says thumbs up. Yeah, says still an AMD with a half position. Yep, that's what I have. Johnson says Microsoft up 5%. Okay, good. Oh, Jeannie is still long XOM. Okay. Well, down today, but let's take a look over here. Woo, the Qs are up 2.72%. SPY's up 94 cents. That's good. Let's see what Apple's doing. Apple's up $1.47. Wow, very nice, very nice. Jeannie says ARKO got first coverage today. Easy 50% increase. I don't know if anything's an easy 50% increase. I don't know, Jeannie. I really don't even think that way, to be honest with you. I don't think in those terms that it's a 50% increase. Up to $12. I could not say. Jeannie says, Jatton, Microsoft earnings going to miss? No, I think they beat. Love it. Do you ever consider a buy at 97.69 RSI? No. No, I don't. I don't consider a buy barely above 60 RSI. Take profits. If you were Microsoft, I would take some with a 5% move. Jatton says, so one thing is for sure, the great top or highs are broken with the gap. Yep, Jeannie, Microsoft report earnings now. Microsoft after the close. One can book their profits by selling into strength or wait as a new trend emerges. That is correct. So Microsoft up 6% now. Wow. Wowzers. Let's look, Kamal. I wouldn't be messing around with GME, man. Either way. 95.84 is what I have, Kamal. Holy smokes, that is unreal. Unreal. What a nightmare to be short that. You had some relief, and then that's brutal. Kamal says, Greg, if you ever want to play RSI under over 95, here's your chance. Yep. +1 for Genie, not touching GME. Jatin says, I've seen 100s of stocks. New trends have emerged from a gap. This gap can only be created by institutions, none other than them. Yeah, that's true. My understanding, though, is institutions wait for the second day after earnings to buy. Don't know if that's true, but I heard that from a pretty reliable source. They want to see whether or not there's a reversal the next day. All right. Hey, listen, I found a new little graphic. And you know why I put that up there. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we might just set the world in the right direction, by Martin Kornfeld. I don't know who that is, but this is what I try to say every day at the end of the podcast. Please go out, try to do something nice for another human being today. Please try to go out and do something nice for an animal. If you come across an animal, or if you have a pet, try to do something nice for that. If we all did that every day, it would make the world a lot better place. So I appreciate you coming today. I really do. I hope you had a good day trading. And what is today? Today's Tuesday. So tomorrow will be Wednesday. So hope to see everyone tomorrow, Wednesday, during the final hour of the market. And tomorrow will be a big earnings day for sure. So again, thanks for coming, Stan. Thanks for coming today. Appreciate you being here for your first time. And thanks to everyone else for being here. And have a good rest of your day, okay? And we'll talk to you hopefully tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and Forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance, result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.